Oh, man. Let's go. We heating up. We way downtown, brothers. All right, Gen Z women preferring older men. This is a CGA special. I told you, gentlemen, whether you like it or not, we're here. I said this, and when I started saying it, people were saying, them young girls don't want you, CGA. Give it up. And I was like, I'm literally living this. I'm literally living younger girls preferring to date older men. Now, there's levels to it. It could be slightly older. A woman in her 20s might think a guy that's 30 is older. A woman in her 20s might think 40. But we know there's women in their 20s that date 60-year-olds. All right, I've been on dates with women in their early 20s, and they dated me up to mid-40s. All right, and I know those same women have dated men openly that are 50s. All right, and these same women have their reasons for doing this. The feedback that I'm getting, and I've been getting this for years, is that the Gen Z men are spineless cowards. And I've been saying this for a long time. These niggas are tippy-toe. They are not, they're weak. They're powder puff, cream puff. They just don't have it. They don't have a masculine edge. They're in their femininity. Society appreciates and applauds them for being feminine and emotional and into their therapy and sucking their thumb and expressing their problems, which we've been telling you doing this will make you lose a lot of women. Some women will stick around for a little bit. Some women will stick around for a long time. But if you keep sharing your problems with women, they're going to skedaddle. Now, I've been saying this for years. Yep, low T. I've been saying this for years. And everybody been like, you a metaphile. This ain't true. You messing up the marketplace. I don't care what they've been saying. But the reality is I've been ahead of this curve. The monetized dating marketplace is here, gentlemen. It's not going away. And we need to touch on this article because now this is being reported by the New York Post. New world order. Currently, April 18th. Don't worry about this video. The headline, and they're 6 years behind CGA. Because I was dating a woman, she was 22, reached out to me. All right, reached out to me, and I was like early mid 40s. All right, she stayed with me for like 5 years. She didn't want marriage, she didn't want children, nothing that. She just said, I cannot date Gen Z guys. I can't date younger guys. It says Gen Z women are choosing. You see this? The guy that asked me that question, are men messing up the marketplace? I said, women are choosing this. They're choosing older men over guys their own age. And it's not because they're sugar daddies. Now, the second part is where people are going to get it messed up. They're going to get it messed up. Well, they're still using you for money and you still got to pay. Well, this is why I say it's the monetized dating marketplace. What you call pay is not exactly like tricking prostitute, but it would be for you. But for the guy, he's divorced. Blank, you want to blame the man. Why are these men on the marketplace? These men highly likely got divorced. These aren't men that stayed single all their lives, fucking on 20-year-old women. More than likely, these men have been married and divorced. So you're now blaming the man, but a lot of these women already divorced these men. And most of these divorces are not credible. They're just women like, I just graduated from marriage type bullshit. Destroyed the family. So these men are out here. Who are they going to date? They could date women their own age, but they also have access to a younger group of women that are willing to. So there's no more denying this anymore. The media has now caught wind of this, which means they're 5 years late at least. But I said Gen Z is trending towards doing this because the men that are in their age group are weak. I said, what? The women in your age group are not your women. I've been saying a lot of uncomfortable things. And dude, I had videos of people trying to put me down on this. And I'm like, dude, you guys don't realize I'm one of the few people in this field, in this sphere, that is actually in the field. All right. I'm not married. I'm not married to a stepmom. Like most of these guys giving you advice, they're old 90s game niggas that are married now. They're not in the field. I'm in the field. So I said, look, this is where it's going and you can't stop it. So let's read this article here and why. Oh, the sugar daddy part. The women This goes to my thread. You're getting priced out of the marketplace. This is where men get in their feelings. So I'm not saying you can't afford to live. I'm saying these women are saying, Gen Z women, which is for people who want to know, there's women 16 to 27, roughly, give or take a year or two. Standard deviation of a year or two. 16 to 27. What do they want? This is where men go, yeah, but I understand why they want relationships and love out of these relationships. What does a young woman want to do? What does a young woman want to do? She wants to get dressed up, hair, makeup, facials, esthetician, the vagina waxing. She wants to go on dates. She wants to get dressed up in her high heels, in her gown, in her dress, in her makeup. She wants to do this, and they're naturally wanting to do this. But what they're finding is Gen Z men don't want to do, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. So you guys are still saying what? Don't pay for these bitches. Give them McDonald's, give them potato chips, give them a Happy Meal, cheap tacos, right? You're just doing the gamut. Men doing the most. So when men start saying, when the women start saying, I love to travel, passport ready, I love fine dining, luxury shopping, luxury dating, whatever it is, the Gen Z men overwhelmingly have taken a position, as well as Millennial and Gen X, to not fund these lifestyles. They've overwhelmingly said cheap tacos, drinks, coffee dates. And the women are saying, why get dressed up in hair and makeup and wig to go meet you for coffee? And the men are saying, well, it allows me to date more women, because if I spend $300 on you and it doesn't work out and I don't get pussy, and I spend $300 on the next, then it doesn't work. Gen Z men also have taken on the drizzle. Not only Gen Z men, but millennial men and some older Gen X men. Drizzle. So what is drizzle? Drizzle is men saying the woman has to pay 50% of the bill. What do I always say? And Tony Date is saying it now. I always say there's always going to be a correction, a market correction. There's always going to be an adjustment. I said this about the passport bros. I got called a hater. All I said was they're going to figure out, you shove enough cameras in their face, you jump on YouTube, you tell everybody pussy is $35, they're going to raise the price. I got called a hater for that. Right? He hating on the passport bros. I said, no, I'm not. They're going to have Instagram and TikTok at some point. They're going to hear you motherfuckers say these bitches are easy and cheap, and they're going to raise the price. And guess what happened? The exact same thing. This is him reporting South Africa dating too transactional. This is a passport bro. I said eventually they'll adjust. Men and women don't just sit there and go, damn, we screwed. We can't. The Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, money 101, money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the Money Mindset link. Let's get our blue chip mindset on. The window is still open. Can't get nothing but cheap tacos, right? They never do that. People then make an adjustment. When the adjustment is made, it's made very relatively easier now with social media. Okay, so now a woman could just be like, say this, and it go viral, and all women get on that programming. Same thing as overseas in Colombia. All right, all these niggas coming over here. Okay, let's give them some scope. All right, let's scope them in these niggas. Let's get these niggas prices up. Let's create a new marketplace. Some women will follow, some won't. So there's always going to be a market correction, and this is the market correction to drizzle. This is the market correction to cheap tacos. This is the market correction to don't take these hoes to dinner. This is the correction that they made. All right. So now that they've validated what I've been telling you for years, let's dive into the article. So what looks like tricking and sugar daddy is a woman just wanting to go on a simple date. Remember I said this earlier? I said women just want to go on a date. How much is the date? $200. I ain't paying $200. I'm like, dude, the bar is in hell. The bar is super duper low. 200 and y'all niggas is going crazy? Trust me, bruh. I was there. If you can't afford the $200, stay out of dating. You're going to spin your wheels for no reason at all. All right? You need to go sit down. Go sit down, sir. And that's what I did. I went to go sit down. All right? So what'll happen is the men will start to regulate the other men. Don't pay. You overpaying. You tricking. You paying for pussy. You bad. You wrong. You messing up the marketplace. Whereas the women adjusted around it. This is all that's happening. Okay? So don't get mad at me. The women have adjusted. And now you want the men to correct it. Coach, tell these older men, stop dating the younger women. Too late. Too late. May, December flings are all the rage, according to recent dating trends. And a flurry of TikTokers, Gen Z is warming to the idea that age is just a number, at least when the vibes are right. That means dates, travel, concerts, whatever the fuck it is. We vibing. And women will fuck on vibes. All right, so they're going to get it right here. I totally get why Chelsea was with Rick and chose him over Saxton, an 18-year-old named Olivia said in a recent interview with The Independent, raving about the unlikely couple featured in the April 6th finale of White Lotus. Saxton is a fuck boy. Ricky was concerned with bigger things, and Chelsea believed they were soulmates. The age gap didn't matter to her, and I totally get it. All right, I don't know what they're referencing, but they're referencing it. And it says Rick, a middle-aged man, a moody middle-aged man, played by 53-year-old Walton Goggins, somehow beat out a hot young himbo, portrayed by Patrick Schwarzenegger, age 31, from Gen Z affection, or for Gen Z affection. All right, so this is a point I've made too. I said younger men will have to compete with older women. I'm sorry, let me take that back. Older men will have to compete. Sorry, younger men will have to compete with older men. Okay? And I put this in a thread. And dudes were saying, no, that's not true. And I'm like, wow. Like, men are completely lost. I said, younger men will have to compete with older men for the same women. People are like, nah. I'm like, pfft. And I'm like, dude, you guys are lost. Now, again, let's do this. Not all younger women want older men. Not all younger women who want older men exclude younger men. Because men think women are one-dimensional. So if I say, yeah, an older man can get a younger woman, you think I said all younger women. Then you think I said all younger women want older men. This is how men think and debate me. I never said that. I never said that. Neither did I say younger women want older men and will exclude all younger men. I didn't say that either. I didn't say either one of those. I said some younger women are open to dating some older men. As long as that's true, then what I'm saying is true. That doesn't mean that younger woman will not date a man or hang out with a man that is her age. So it could be, all things could be true. But what guys think when I'm saying is there's just younger women looking out here for older men. It's not always the case. Some younger women have no interest in older men at all. They don't see it. It's gross to them. It's disgusting. Right? But younger women have always dated slightly older, if not infinitely older, as opposed to vice versa, as opposed to Tracy Ross. So you will then have to compete. And based on what we know about the JUCO marketplace, it's wide the fuck open. All I need in the next year is to have 10 younger women. 10. I don't even need that many. But let's just say I wanted to just open up the roster, right? All I need is 10. How many younger women are in America? Quick estimate, 70 million. Quick estimate, 70 million women in their 20s. I don't know, give or take. Maybe 50 million. I need 10 of those 50 million. Right? Just a quick estimate. Now, how successful would I be in this endeavor? Highly successful. That's easy. Super duper easy. Easy peasy to get 10 out of 50 million. Right? And every year there's a new 18-year that plunks her ass on the marketplace. Then I give her a year or two, maybe a year, to get it ready for her to bring her freshman ass over here.
Are you a freshman at the university?
No.
You look like a freshman.
Now, because the economy is hurting and that men aren't realizing this, y'all thought women are going to lose and be asked out. Here come the older guys. I'll pick that up. All you want is a $200 date? I'll go. That's all you need. And the woman's like, I just need a date. I just want to get it. I want to have a reason to get dressed up. I'll take your ass out. Let's go. Shooting fish in a barrel. Now, if you take this overseas, Costa Rica, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, if you take this overseas, Philippines, Thailand, all right, Japan, if you take this in a whole nother category, if you take this to London, now you just open it up to 1 billion women. 1 billion. But I'm going to run around and cold approach Strags in Atlanta. It's not going to happen. All right. So this marketplace is going to exist as long as there's an internet and an airplane. There's nothing you're going to do to stop this. All I need is 10 out of 1 billion. And I'm going to get that. I just need 10 women between 18 and 26. 10 out of 1 billion women. I got it. I probably won't spend more than $10,000 the whole year. Easy. Right? Easy. So we don't need all young women to like older men. We don't need some. We just need a small percentage of them. And you're finding that a small enough percentage are creating a revolution. You only need 20% of people to create a revolution. All right. This is something that someone quoted to me. You only need 20% of women to make of anybody to create a revolution. You get 20% of people that are hell-bent on doing a certain thing to where the media notices. That's significant to change the entire thing. Hell, you got 40% of people getting divorced, 40, 50, 60%. All right. Going forward, it says right here, Doe claimed in her law. Okay, that's the wrong article. All right. It says right here, Kate, 18 years old, chimed in, telling the outlet that she'd choose Rick all the way, who is the older man, who was 53 years old. An 18-year-old said, Saxton was just so basic. Rick might have been moody and a bit murdery, but I bet he doesn't listen to Joe Rogan. And if Rick was an actual person, it says right here, for a generation focusing on canceling everything, even remotely problematic, their sudden love for romantic pairings with a few decades between birthdays might seem surprising, But there's a reason behind the romance, young hopefuls say. According to 19-year-old Lisa, who's dating someone in his late 20s and sat down with the outlet, it says, I'd rather go on an odd date with someone my age and more often than not if it would end up in a straight argument when he starts saying Andrew Tate makes good points. Okay? I think I read that right. So they're saying these 20-year-old guys are misogynists. Okay, so we're going to argue red pill talking points. We just talked about that. Didn't we just talk about that? So 19-year-old Lisa doesn't want to go on a date with someone talking red pill talking points. As I said, you young men crash out on these women all the time, and they ain't going for it. Her boyfriend, a super chill, is a feminist, and weirdly, so are most of her mates. He missed all the manosphere stuff, and it shows. So they're saying the older guys missed the manosphere stuff. With Gen Z women said to be learning more progressive and outspoken stuff, it says in Gen Z men increasingly choosing conservatism, many young women say they're struggling to find like-minded mates, instead finding better matches a few years up the generational ladder. And there are numbers to back up this claim. Only 56% of Gen Z report having a romantic relationship in their teens compared to 78% of boomers. That's not just a drop, it's a plummet. The so-called Gen blend relationships could be the answer. Guys, I said that. I've been saying for years. If we became more favorable to age gap relationships, it could fix some of the issues we have with dating. I mean, I've been saying that for years. Now, the black community seems to be less progressive about this. All right, they seem to be very defensive, downright vigilante against this. All right, downright vigilante. All right, and somebody said it's just a hit piece on the red pill. Let me tell you guys, not really. I've heard the same thing from women. So let me just tell you, I've heard the same exact thing from younger women about the red pill. Because what's happening is, and I want you guys to listen to me, you guys that are younger tend to crash out with this red pill. All right, and this is not the strategy. I've been trying to tell you for a long time. Now, I'm red pill. Do I tell women the red pill when I'm with them? No. No. Do not talk red pill with women. What do I also tell you? Stop talking political shit with women. If you enjoyed this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times in the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.